So, you may not know this, but I do actually have a bit of a soft spot for Aston Martin. And this is their new main car. This is the new Aston Martin DB12. And you may have already seen a review on this car already, but I want to review it personally to show you what changes it has received that makes this car so special over the DB11 on which it's based on. Hello everyone, welcome to Everything Cars and More. This is the #1 place to be for car news and reviews. Sit back, buckle up, let's go. So, like I said, the Aston Martin DB12 is basically a DB11 facelift, but trust me, it is so much more than that. Let's start with the styling at the front. Now, the DB11 had an elegant GT front end which made the car look sleek, but on this new DB12 the front end is dominated by this huge Aston Martin grille, giving it an aggressive and snarled look to it. This gives it more road presence, which goes well with the improved engine. More on that in a minute. We do get a very small central air vent, and this connects the side vents together, which are quite discreet. The headlights also have a new shape, and these again don't look as elegant as before, but they do fit in very well with the new front end design. We also get a new bonnet too, which opens the normal way compared to it hinging on the front like the DB11 did. Moving around to the side of the DB12 and compared to the DB11, there isn't many changes to talk about. So what do we get then? Well, we get minimal creases with one lower crease hiding the front lower vent, and that's about it. We do get an upper vent and a rear vent just behind the rear window, which is a nice touch. All of these are functional too. We also get some big haunches over the rear wheels and some elegant looking door mirrors too, and we also have some pop out door handles, like previous Aston Martins, which is a nice touch. Moving around to the back, and it is basically the same as a DB11. We get the same set of tail lights and even the same bumper as that car. We do get a new Aston Martin logo though, and much bigger Aston Martin lettering, as if you didn't know that this car was already an Aston Martin. But apart from that, it is the same as the DB11. I am okay with this though, as the design does look quite cool and still looks quite modern today. Right, let's have a look and see what is under that bonnet up front. So the DB12 only gets one engine, and this is a Mercedes-AMG sourced 4-litre twin-turbo V8. This has 671 brake horsepower. This is up from 528 on the DB11. Torque is also very good at 800 Nm too. 0 to 62 is completed within 3.6 seconds, which is very quick. And power is sent to the back wheels through 8-speed ZF automatic gearbox. The maximum speed of the DB12 is astonishingly 202 miles per hour. Sadly no, we don't have the V12 anymore, but that is for another car, and that will be reviewed sometime in the next few months hopefully. Driving the DB12 is much better than the DB11 too, as there has been loads of improvements to the chassis, making it feel much better than the DB11 and a true GT car with a supercar stance on the side. The car actually feels much smaller on the road than what it actually is. Right, the price of the new Aston Martin DB12 starts at £185,000, but the maximum price is unknown because the options are almost limitless. Right, let's have a look at the interior. So, climbing inside the new Aston Martin DB12, and it is definitely a much better place to be than the DB11. Gone has the old Mercedes setup and the very dated interior, and it has been replaced with this sleek and very modern setup. To start with, it is very minimalistic and everything has a purpose. We get this flat dashboard design, and just below that is a metal bar which is actually the air vents. Below this is your infotainment system, and now this infotainment system is an in-house infotainment system which works much better than the Mercedes version. It also has Apple CarPlay and Android Auto for the first time too. The drive selector button has been replaced with this gear selector toggle note, which is a bit of a shame, but Aston Martin has kept quite a few physical buttons, which is very good. Now, in front of the driver we get a new digital instrument cluster, which is easy to see and use, but personally I would have liked it better integrated. Anyway, we do still get the Mercedes indicator stalks that are the very old versions now, but we do get a new steering wheel with the Mercedes airbag cover in the middle and some very similar switches to the latest Mercedes steering wheel too. Now, I am okay with this, but I would have liked some more physical buttons rather than the touch sensitive buttons on the steering wheel. The overall fit and finish is much better than before, which is good, and we also get some new seats, which are comfier and more supportive than ever before. You can now also opt for some carbon bucket seats, which again is very good. Right, let's have a look and see what the rear seats are like, because believe it or not, it does actually have some rear seats. So, climbing into the back of the rear seat, and there is no surprise that a 6'2" person can hardly fit in the back. Really, it is more for carrying golf clubs, or a small child seat, or for small children in an emergency. Really, it is more of a 2+2 car rather than a 4-seater. Right, anyway, let's have a look and see what the boot is like. So, opening the boot, and we do get a decent amount of boot space considering it is a GT car. Now, the boot space is at 262 litres, which isn't the best, but it is mainly for weekend bags and golf clubs, which can fit in the back. The rear seats don't fold down, but that is understandable. So, in summary then, what do I think of the new Aston Martin DB12? Well, Aston Martin want to call it a Super GT, and to be honest, I can see it being a Super GT. The interior is 10 times better than before, and it has the looks to make other drivers want to get it out of your way. It also has huge performance boosts over the DB11, and it really does feel like a special car. And if you like this video, please don't forget to like and subscribe. See you in the next video.